Yes, guys, welcome back to Kosi's Arsenal podcast. My name is Kosi. Finally, Arsenal have done it. We have overturned a result that everybody thought we wouldn't, including me, to an easy game of football. Big up Relentless in the comment section says, what a game. Davis Ahereza says, Laka, Pepe, and Saka, and Emily Smith Rowe, and Impostor Stars. Mwanguzi Dennis as well in the chat says, that was great, bro. Really great. And Davis Ahereza says, Unai Emery against Mikel Arteta in the semi-finals. I don't know if I can handle it. So, guys, let us get into the match reaction. Finally, we have done it. Big up, Majuma finally says we have made it. Big up, everybody. People watching, smash the like button, get your subscriptions in, and tell me who was your man of the match, because that is what is important. That is what is important. Tell me who was your man of the match. I'm going to be speaking a little bit slowly because we're sharing a studio, so I may not be shouting and very audible, but I'll just increase the volume if it's not enough. Look, first and foremost, this is a game that I thought was very hard. Slavia Praha came at the Emirates Stadium. They did absolutely everything in that game. They dominated us. They did everything. We had our chances. They had mistakes, and we didn't capitalize on the mistakes. We didn't capitalize on the chances we managed to create. But at the end of the day, it was 1-0. Going away to Slavia Praha, a team that had come for a result at the Emirates Stadium, was very, very hard. But we have overturned the result. Big up the boys. They've done something very, very unexpected of them. Very unexpected. I've seen Saka at his best. I've seen Pepe at his best. I've seen Alexander Lacazette at his best. I've seen Emile Smith Rowe at his best. But the first person I want to give a lot of credit to is Mikel Arteta. I know most of us here, or some of us, are Mikel Arteta out, and times we have said it openly. He needs to go. Yes, but we have to give him the credit. When he brought out that lineup, most of us didn't agree with it. I didn't agree with it. I thought it was shit. He never started, Gabby Martinelli, who had a fantastic game against Sheffield United, and I was a little bit scared, but he started Saka, Emile Smith Rowe, and Pepe, just behind Alexander Lacazette. And I think they have done the job brilliantly well. Because if you look at the average possessions in that game, Arsenal didn't possess that game. We didn't have the ball so long. We didn't have the ball for so long. We didn't do much on the ball. In terms of possession, Slavia Praha had 65% ball possession at halftime, and I think in the second half it raised, to around 68% ball possession. They passed around the ball, better than us. They governed the ball. Much of their work was to govern the ball. And I think what Mikel Arteta told the boys was, go there, capitalize on their weak defense, capitalize on their mistakes, and be clinical. That's what we've done. 14 minutes in, we had a goal. I mean, it was cancelled. 18 minutes in, just 4 minutes after that, cancelled goal. I think the first goal, Bukayo Saka, again, it's a very brilliant goal because Emile Smith Rowe starts the run. He runs until the danger area, gives it to Saka. Saka takes a shot away. As soon as he takes that shot, it clips off the bar. It comes back into play, and Emile Smith Rowe finishes it. And then they say it was offside. But what I want to say is what I don't understand, because when Saka takes the shot, it looks like the goalkeeper gets his hands on it, and then it strikes the post and comes back. So for me, I believe the ball actually came off the goalkeeper. But they say Emile Smith Rowe also. I really do not understand football rules, but that didn't stop us. You can see the gear in which we started, and I said it in the match, in the match preview. If Arsenal are going to win this game, if we're going to qualify, we shall need to get the ball rolling from the first minute. That's what we did. Slavia Praha, they were brilliant. I'm going to give him all the credit they deserve. But much of the credit goes to Mikel Arteta and Arsenal. What we did today was very, very brilliant. We went there, we were brave. Saka hitting the posts, Saka scoring. What a goal. What a goal from Bukayo Saka. I'll speak about Saka in a minute. But I loved the gameplay. I love the idea. And in December, I think I talked about this when we're losing games. I said, Arsenal do not have a game plan. Like, you don't know what you've come to do. The players are playing, passing sideways, running up and down. I think this one we had, we had a game plan. We were never going to possess the ball like we did in, at the Emirates, because They got an advantage. We possessed the ball. We didn't take our chances. And then they got an equalizer. This time, our game plan was run at them and score goals. Run at them, create chances, make them panic, and score goals. And as soon as we get the first goal, which was cancelled at the 14th minute, everything in that game changes. You're looking at Arsenal, a very different Arsenal. You're looking at us, an Arsenal that is now more pressing, going forward. Pepe, Saka, Emily Smith Rowe. I think it was so brilliant. It wasn't brilliant not to start Martinelli because I thought, he would have added something even better, in this game. But it was so brilliant to start Emily Smith Rowe, and that's why I'll give Mikel Arteta a lot of credit in this game. A lot of credit in this game. He starts Emily Smith Rowe as that number 10, and he does it brilliant well. So I don't want people to start Odegaard out, Emily Smith Rowe in. I don't want those, kind of stuff because we know what Odegaard gives us as a club. But what Emily Smith Rowe did in this game was try to make SLAVIA Praha weak through the lines, break through their lines, just make them panic. And that's what he did. He was always running at them. Saka was always running at them. Pepe was always running at them. Lacazette was pressing them, and they couldn't take it no more. If you look at the first goal, they considered the Pepe goal. Look at that goal, really. Look at that goal. And, it's like, joking, stuff, and Pepe scores. And then look at that Bukayo Saka goal. Almost the same goal that, he missed. But this time, he decides to go for, the lower corner. Then, the Lacazette penalty. Then Lacazette scores again, for the fourth goal. Tremendous stuff. I really, really loved Arsenal. I think that is what we should do. We should be looking out, for more performances like that. We should be looking out for, performances like that at Arsenal. We just need to stop this childish kind of football. We just need to stop the bullshit. That kind of football that doesn't care. With that kind of football, tell me how we would be ninth. Tell me how we would be mid-table in the Premier League. There is no way you're telling me that we would be mid-table. Nothing. Absolutely, it's impossible that we are mid-table. With that kind of football. So I'm really happy, guys. I'm really, really happy. I'm not really trying to blame the players or anything, but I think that is the quality. That is the quality you expect us to produce. Leno in this game, he kept another clean sheet, so you have no words about Leno. I have a little bit of concerns with Holding, but because he kept a clean sheet, probably the midfield was working and not working because we were in possession all the time, not really, but the midfield was working in a way that whenever we got the ball, we moved it very fast. I think, look, it's one of the best games Dani Ceballos has played. Let's give him the credit. It's one of the best games Dani Ceballos has played. Very, very, very brilliant in that midfield. He did the link up. He did absolutely everything because whenever Slavia Praha lost the ball, we could move it very fast, to the other end. And I think our midfield did that pattern, and Ceballos and Xhaka, big up. That was really brilliant. But the other thing I also loved about this about Mikel Arteta is the fact that he was literally playing a 3-5-2 or a 3-4-3. What he did there was let me get numbers in up front, but let me leave some players behind so that we don't play an extremely dangerous high line. Because with a 3-4-3, with a 3-5-2, you have almost all your players going forward. You could have a very dangerous high line. He never wanted that. He played, he had three players stay back. So you saw more of Rob Holding staying back. You saw Pablo Mari going forward, but a little bit, not so much in advanced positions. And you also saw, the other defenders also not going so much, into advanced positions. The reason there was, whenever you go, you play a very difficult high line. When they get behind you, it's very, very hard. Now we face Villarreal in the quarterfinals. It's the same kind of football I want to see. Whether we are eliminated, which I think we might not be, we need to focus on that game a little bit, even with a lot of scrutiny, with a little bit more scrutiny. But whether we get kicked out of the semi-finals or not, we need to play that quality football, and that is what we've been demanding of Mikel Arteta. Can you give us that kind of football? Can we see us to play football? What is wrong with us? We're not getting results. We're not playing football. The players are shit. The attitude is down. What is so wrong at us? And today we have seen a fighting spirit. I think from the round of 32 to the round of 16 to the quarterfinals, we have seen Arsenal fighting back. We have seen Arsenal getting that opportunity to fight back, and show that this is a club that wants to get somewhere. Because against Olympiacos, we, at some point in time, you thought, is Arsenal repeating the same mistakes? We smashed them. Against Benfica, we could have got out there, but we smashed them. Against Slavia Praha, of course, the Slavia Praha result came in, at a time when we were really doing very, very poorly, and that's why everybody never did give us a chance. But look at what we have done. Milk, absolutely milk. So I think, hands together. Everybody in the chat, put your hands together. Just comment with hands clapping for Mikel Arteta. I think he was brilliant. But these are the 4 players. Actually, these are the 5 players that I think were very, very, very key in this game. And I want to give them a shout out, a very, very special shout out. First and foremost, the captain, Alexander Lacazette. Lacazette has been, if he wins this trophy, he will be very, very important this year for us, this season, because he stepped in when we needed him. Aubameyang is down, he's having flu, he's having malaria, he's having personal issues, he's fighting with his wife. Lacazette has stepped up, he's scored the goals, he's got engaged. And if you looked at him today, he was playing like a real captain. He was on a mission. He knew we were demanding him, because the reason as to why we came into this game very terrified was because of Alexander Lacazette. He missed chances, and I think all the players that really missed chances ridiculously have scored. Saka has scored, and Lacazette has scored. But the way Lacazette was playing this game was more of, I'm a leader. We need to get this job done. That is what you want to see. That's the attitude you want to see. Don't ask me if I'm going to keep him at Arsenal, because I wouldn't. Even if we win the Europa League, I would sell him and get in an upgrade of a striker, if there is any at the market. Probably Haaland. I'm kidding, but I think Lacazette was brilliant. Leave alone the brace, because the brace alone shows you how important he was in this game. But whenever we were trying to push that ball forward, Alexander Lacazette was getting involved. He was getting involved in the build-up play. He was doing everything he can as a player. Arsenal, we are so lucky to have such kind of players at the side. I think Mikel must be gutted, very, very, very gutted that he has those players that can step in. And I remember in the press conference when he was asked whether the senior players are going to be very key in this game. If you didn't watch the press conference reaction, that means you're not subscribed to the channel. Please do subscribe so that you don't miss content. At times I refer to those videos and you people are like, what are you saying? Subscribe so that you can see the content, so that when we are referring, you can actually follow. So when Mikel was asked about the senior players and their role, he said, yes, they're going to be very, very important. They're going to be very important in this game, because you have a lot of experience needed on the table. And I think they have shown us what they can do. Lacazette. The other player is Nicolas Pepe. Nicolas Pepe is, look, he's not performing at the level we want him to. And I don't want to lie, because I expect more and more of Nicolas Pepe. But what he's literally doing at the moment is he's showing us that, guys, I'm trying, but this is what I can do for now. And I think, it's brilliant. This season, he has engaged in 8 Europa League goals. 8 Europa League goals. That's brilliant. And today he scored again, scoring 5 and assisting 3. So I think the brilliance of Nicolas Pepe, and I said it in the match preview, that if Arsenal are going to win this game, there are things we need. We need the brilliance of our players. We need the maturity of our players. We need the self-efficacy. And I said players like Lacazette will have the self-efficacy. You're going to be efficient. You're going to have that confidence in yourself. Literally, you've been scoring goals up and down. Why don't you have the confidence? I mean, what are you going to tell us, bro? That you don't have the confidence, yet you've been scoring the goals up and down? It wouldn't make sense. So, and I think Pepe, the individual brilliance, look at the goal he scored. You needed that. Because what they were doing as Slavia Praha is they were attacking as a team and defending as a team. So what you needed to do was that player who could take the ball to them and tell them, you know what, this is what I can do. I think you're not good enough. And that's what Pepe did, and that's what Saka did. They always took that ball to them. And the goal that he scored, I don't know. Look, I can't show you highlights, but I'm creating a highlight channel. They have told I've done some research on how to create highlights, and I'm going to create a highlight channel, so you guys can watch highlights. I'll be sharing the links. But the beauty there, the beauty with that game there is when Pepe scores, the game opens up. Everything opens up. Arsenal is now heading on. And you can see, as soon as Pepe scores, few minutes later, we have a second goal. Few minutes later, we have a third goal, and they have shut down. Absolutely shut down. So Pepe, big up. That was a mature performance. I think he's the king of Europa League. He's the king of Europa League this season. Last season, it was Gabi Martinelli, who never started today. I was fuming, but I think it was really, really brilliant. Now, the other player I think who was brilliant, and for me is my man of the match, is Smith Rowe. Smith Rowe has not scored a goal, but Smith Rowe has been so brilliant. What we wanted in this game was someone to keep them at tenterhooks. We wanted someone they could track but not get. You're trying to, they could track but not imprison. That was Smith Rowe. That guy is so mobile, man. Very, very mobile. I think he's one of the most, his mobility as a player is so is so exciting. His mobility as a player is so exciting. I was looking at Emile Smith Rowe and I was like, yo, nigga, what are you doing? Where do you exactly play? And I don't now play. I don't blame people who compare him to Kevin De Bruyne. He's not there. He's not at that level. But the reason that's why I see him as a Kevin De Bruyne is he passes that ball and moves away. He's not like Martin Odegaard, because what Odegaard does is he's gonna pass that ball and come for it, gives you that support. Smith Rowe doesn't give you that support. He passes that ball and gives you space to pass. To put that ball. So he passes it, he moves, and you look at the first goal we scored. The one that was cancelled, the first goal that he has scored. He drives that ball almost for 10 or 15 yards until Bukayo Saka. As soon as he gives it to Saka, he creates space. Saka takes the shot, it gets off the bar, and I don't know why that goal was still. I don't believe that goal was ruled out. Beautiful goal, beautiful scenes. But as soon as Saka hits the post, Smith Rowe is already in position. That is the beauty. And if you look at how Kevin De Bruyne plays at City or Phil Foden, that is what they do. That's what Guardiola told them to do. You're mobile. No one can track you. No one can imprison you. Look, tell me one person, one player you think can imprison Kevin De Bruyne. One player. Because I don't see any. Kevin De Bruyne is so mobile. You might think he's a number 10, you might think he's a false 9, you might think he's a number 11, you might think, and that's what Emile Smith Rowe does. Run through the midfield, but make sure the end product is a goal. So that's what he does. And I think he was brilliant. He's my man of the match. In the comment below, who was your man of the match? I want to get your opinion, because smash the like button. The likes are very small. The likes are still very, very few. I want to have the panel on. I want to have your calls in, but the likes are very, very few. As soon as the likes get up, I'm going to get in your calls and hear from you guys as well. So Smith Rowe is another player that I thought was very, very brilliant. So Saka, what should we say about Saka? Because if Smith Rowe was brilliant, if Pepe was brilliant, if Lacazette was brilliant, what was Saka? The credit you're going to give Smith Rowe and Saka is, when we were starting with the game, we said they don't have much fitness. And we didn't say that because, of anything. They were just coming back from injury. But look at the quality of the performance. That is what you want to see. They were coming back from injury. Saka was coming back from injury. But look, his performances had gone down in a while. Probably he's tired. Probably he's getting injured. But in the Europa League this season, against Benfica, you remember he stood up. Against Olympiacos, he stood up. Against SLAVIA Praha, still, he has stood up. His performances, his impact as a player at Arsenal this season, if he's like a tattoo, he has written a tattoo, on our jersey this season. The Saka tattoo is erasable. You can't erase it. He has written that mark. He has written that. I don't know whether Southgate is going to give him playing time, on England. But if he doesn't give him playing time, it's going to be a disservice. But I still will understand, because look at. Grealish, Foden, Madison, Rashford. But the truth is, I hope there are no Manchester United fans here, but I think he's been better than Rashford this season. His impact, because he's literally lifting Arsenal on his shoulders throughout the season, and that's why I would say he's been better than Marcus Rashford this season. Saka, brilliant. The goal, that is a mature goal. And I remember one day Mikel would say that the brilliance of this guy is his age and the actions do not actually match. So he's not Mbappe, he's not An Haaland, but he's just a Saka who is a Saka. He's a teenager, he scores goals, he creates chances, and the consistency. Because we've seen so many players that can do that, but the level of consistency that Saka, produces his results. How many players have managed to make themselves that important in Arsenal? And the beauty, I think the beauty of him is his versatility, playing as a left back, playing as a left winger, playing as a right winger, doing whatever kind of thing he loves to do. I think that was brilliant. I think it was a very good performance, guys. The statistics have been so good. We have qualified to Villarreal. And let me just say this before I try to, get in your calls. But I would love to get in your calls first, of course. The link is in the comment section. So please call in and tell me what you think about this game, because it's been very, very brilliant. I need you guys to call in as I tell you this. We're going to play Villarreal, Unai Emery. He is a Europa League specialist. And the reason that's why he's a Europa League specialist is he is good at knockout football. That's the only reason he's good. There is no other reason he's going to give us that he's good at Europa League. No, you can't be a Europa League specialist, can you? He's won a couple of them at Sevilla, but he knows how to play, knockout football, and that's what's disturbing Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. Whenever he reaches the semi-finals, he's crumbling. I know he's going to play Roma, and I think they will go to the finals. I think their quality has been undoubtedly very, very good. But I would love to play Roma in the finals. I would smash them. We would smash, we would smash Roma. But the only thing we have to do with Unai Emery is be calm and play our football. We can get through. We can go past Villarreal. I need you guys to call in. I want to hear from you, as well as take your comments as well, because it's very, very interesting that you guys are actually on the show. Purpose, man like Purpose, how are you doing, bro?
I'm good.
What a game. First and foremost, what is your reaction, before we go any further?
I'm very, very happy. A very convincing win, very good performance. I think this is what we needed, especially after the first leg. So yeah, I'm very, very happy. I predicted 4-1.
Exactly.
Arsenal kept a clean sheet, surprisingly. So I'm even happier with the result.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I mean, who was your man of the match first and foremost? Because there's so many good players in that one. There's so many good players with good performances. But who was your man of the match there?
For me, my man of the match is Emil Smith-Rowe. I know he didn't score a goal, but for me, his ability to drive the ball really, really helped us today. I think he drives the ball forward. His pass to Pepe, for the first goal, that was an unbelievable pass. Put it through the legs of the player. I think very unlucky. To be honest, I'm not sure if it really was offside, because it looked like he was onside, but it doesn't matter. He got the assist straight after. But yeah, I think he changed the game completely. Especially, Odegaard is a very different player. I think Odegaard is a better, passer of the ball. He's going to be able to move the ball for you. But in terms of driving the ball forward, I think Smith-Rowe can do that for us. And for me, he was my man of the match.
Yeah, I think the beauty with Emile Smith-Rowe is his ability to move throughout, the pitch, to the left, the right, center, tracking back as a defender, then going forward as an attacker. I think his work rate is just amazing at his age.
Yeah, I agree. I think his movement off the ball, is definitely what we've needed for a long, long while. I don't think many of our players do that very well, or as well as him. So yeah, I'm really, really impressed with him today. I think for me, my only worry with him is he just needs to keep fit. He just needs to look after himself, and we need him over a course of a season, not just periods.
Yeah, I absolutely do agree with you. I do absolutely. He needs to keep fit. Just to ask you, I mean, who are those four, or, the five best performers today? The five best performers, in this game for you.
It's very difficult to narrow down five, but I'd
Yeah,
say probably the whole front four because they were the most impactful. I'd say Lacazette, Pepe, Smith Rowe, and Saka. And then the other one I would probably say for me is I would say maybe Ceballos, because I think
yeah,
Ceballos I think he did a good job in the midfield. He carried the ball well, played a lot of good passes. So yeah, I would say those are my five. But to be honest, though, most of the team did well. So it's not like a discredit to the other players.
yeah. And actually, I think Mikel Arteta will get a lot of credit in this game because what he did there was so brilliant. What he did in that game was so brilliant because for me he caught me off guard. I thought he was he had gone to you know to dominate the game, but he didn't dominate the game. He actually, decided to get them to run at them and create chances and score goals, which I think was brilliant. I think Mikko deserves a lot of credit in this one. A lot of credit. His game plan was shocking. Even I don't think Slavia Praha expected it as well.
Yeah. I don't think they expected us to to be so attacking. After the third
Yeah,
goal, I'm not sure if you saw it, but the camera went to the opposition manager, and I was just
yeah.
laughing
Like
because
I
he
was
didn't know
laughing.
what to do. He was just clueless. So
Yeah,
yeah, for me, my
mm,
only question for Arteta is, where has this been majority of the season? Why haven't we played like this on the front
yeah,
foot?
exactly, exactly.
I think I understand maybe we don't want to go and attack too many players, and then we have, you know, the opposition have a counter attack. But still, it's
Yeah,
always good to play on the front foot. This is something I want to see in the next leg. We mustn't be scared of Villarreal. That's what happened in the first leg against Slavia. We got too scared. We gave them too much respect, and we didn't take our chances, and then they ended up drawing the game. I think the Villarreal game is away first, so it's important
yeah.
that we get the away goals. I think if we can get 2-3 goals, I think the game is over.
Exactly. Smash the like button, people. Get your subscriptions in, and of course, do comment. And you can call in. The link is in the comment section. Please do call in and give me your reaction about the game. How confident are you? How confident are you about Villarreal because they have qualified through as well?
I think Villarreal is going to be a difficult game. I think it's the best opposition we've faced so far
Yeah,
now in the
yeah.
Europa League. It definitely is. I think with them, they
Are they
score.
better than Benfica? You think?
Yeah. I think so. Especially this season because Benfica have struggled in
Yeah,
the
yeah,
in
yeah,
the Portuguese league. So for me, I would say yeah. I'll definitely say Villarreal the best team. I'd say in terms of their defense, I know the defense is not the quickest, so I think we can get at them defensively, especially
mm,
with their two centre backs. They got Albiol and Pau Torres, who they're not very quick defenders. So maybe sticking with the same lineup like Pepe, maybe even having Martinelli in instead,
yeah,
and just
yeah.
really getting at them. I think they have even the midfield, they don't really have good runners in the midfield. So I think the game is really just going to be how we set up tactically. I think if we set up negatively and we sit back, it's going to suit them perfectly for me
Yeah,
personally because they're very good at keeping the ball. They're very good at that. They've got players like Parejo, and they've even got former player of Arsenal, Coquelin.
yeah,
So
exactly.
hopefully he doesn't turn into a Vieira that day.
Yeah. Yeah, of course, I'm really scared about them. I'm really scared about them, but it's a day to enjoy the moment. Like I said,
Mhm.
scored another brace. I think two braces in 2 games in the last 2 games. Um, is he trying to write a statement? Is he trying to tell us, this is what I can do? I need to stay at the club, or you think, you know, he's just on fire?
I think Lacazette has this in himself. He has the ability to score goals. He's done that in France. He
Yeah,
did that in his first couple of seasons here at Arsenal. I just think last season really, really, you know, struggled for him. He really he got that ankle injury. Then he
yeah,
struggled to score, and then he was missing chances, and everyone was getting on his back. And then Aubameyang scoring like so many goals didn't really help him because everyone was saying Aubameyang, Aubameyang. But
mm,
what people forget about Lacazette is, he's an all-round player. He's able to play with the other players, hold the ball up. And I think for me, in terms of what he's trying to do, I think he is trying to play for a contract. I think he's saying, look, I'm scoring goals. I want to stay at the club. I want a new contract. Because I think after this year, if I'm not mistaken, he's got one season left from June.
Yeah,
So
exactly.
for me, I don't know. For me personally, we have to be ruthless. Thank you, Lacazette. Even if you win us the Europa League, thank you so much. But it's time to move on. We need to bring in a striker that can progress with us forward. That's my opinion.
Yeah, exactly. But and I've seen many people and share my opinion, like Charles Watts, and I think okay, because I'm one of those people who think when Lacazette gives you such a performance, he's justifying that any team can buy him at 80, sorry, at 35 million, at 40 million, probably you let him go, at that moment in time, and then you get in, a better striker. That's what I think. I think you've got to be ruthless. You've got to upgrade if you think you want better performances. Rowan says Holding and Murray partnership defender Bukayo Saka and Emil Smith were all good players and future Arsenal go Gunners. Murray and Rob Holding, are they fit together? Do they impress together?
Yeah, I think they've had more good games together than bad. I think the one bad game that really sticks out for me is the Man City game at home where we lost 1-0. The
Yeah,
first 15 minutes they were really shaky, but them two as a partnership is definitely better than Holding and Gabriel. I just
yeah,
think because Murray's an experienced player and Holding as well, he knows the Premier League. He's gonna probably work with him. I think with Murray and Holding, they're not really got pace. So that's the problem. That's their biggest weakness. But apart from that, I think they are a good partnership. I like Mari a lot. I think he's coming. He's really impressed me. I think
yeah,
I think he's. I've only remember him having about 2 bad games. I can't really remember him having too many. So yeah, I really like him. I think he's someone that is a good backup. I really like it. I think, if I'm not mistaken, I think he's 26. Let me check.
yeah. I think that's the good thing with him. I also don't remember the last time he had a poor performance. Whenever he has come on,
27.
he has he's proven. He's proven. I
Yeah,
think it's around 27,
yeah,
27
yeah.
years of age.
He's turning. He
Yeah.
turns 28 in August. So.
Yeah, exactly. Whenever he has come on, he has proven to be a very, 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 good player. And I think that's one of the things you're gonna love as as an Arsenal fan. So it's a game that look, it's a game that I think Arsenal won, and the fans are happy. Okay, let me ask you: does this game justify that Mikel can stay, whether he doesn't win the Europa League or wins it, and then we back him in the summer? Probably we could see future rewards in next season.
I think if this performance was shown by the players, I would
Mm,
say
mm,
more times this season, especially in that period where we were struggling in November, I would say you can give him time. But because of the way he's been playing,
yeah,
it hasn't really been convincing, especially games like Liverpool and Man City. We just said, here you go, win the game. We don't care about this. That's my
yeah,
problem with Arteta. He tends to, prioritize games. And that's not what I want to see. I want us to take game by game. And that's
yeah,
my problem. I think his inexperience showing, I think you can see with the way he manages some games where we have a lead and he decides to make some wrong substitutions like bring on Willian. That's not
yeah,
really
exactly.
gonna help us. So that's
Yeah,
my problem. I'll say for me, I'd say if he wins the Europa League, he deserves to stay on. I know as bad as it is in the league, but the Europa League, he's got us Champions League football. But for
yeah,
me, it's just what we are going to do with him. If we're going to actually back him, it has to be right from the top. It cannot be, half-hearted. You can't just say, "Yeah, we're gonna do this," and then you get him some, you get him a cheaper version. If
yeah,
Arteta wants something, you have to give it to him because you guys are talking in the media. You're saying trust the process, talk it, walk the walk. So that's what I'm saying. But yeah, I'm just 50-50 with him. I'm not gonna say, he's a rubbish manager, shit manager. I'm not gonna say he's a world class manager. I'm just gonna say he's average manager that can
yeah.
improve.
I also think he's an average manager that can improve. But the reason as to why actually I wanted badly, I wanted him badly out of Arsenal was we might not have all that time he needs to develop as a manager. We might not
Yeah,
get
yeah.
all the time, to develop, that he needs to develop as a manager. Probably he would be one of of the good managers, great managers in the future. But are we going to? Do we have the time? Can we afford to get to get him the time he needs to develop as a manager? That's a very very big question. But Moise just says Kosi Holding still needs to be confident. So because he has given enough games, but he's still shaky. By the way, let's the truth is, I say this, Holding is a little bit shaky. I don't know why he's so shaky, but he's a little bit shaky, especially when you present him with quality. He's a little bit shaky. Do you think Saliba probably or Dinos Mavropanos, we could see more of them next season, courtesy of that?
Yeah, next season I want to see those two. I want to see Saliba especially because he's someone that we brought in expecting him to do, good things this season, but unfortunately it didn't work out. In terms of Mavropanos, I like Mavropanos. Especially when he first came in. I remember when he first came in, he played against Man United. He impressed me. I was like, this guy's a good defender. So I think he's doing well in Germany, and I think it's time for him to come back. I think he's had enough loan spells. He's up to speed. And I think it's maybe time to move on, Rob Holding, unfortunately. But, hasn't quite worked out. He's not a defender that we need, It's like we already got Gabriel, we already got Pablo Murray. So why do we need to keep Rob Holding? What I would say in terms of Rob, I say, he is ending the season a lot better than what he started. I think he started the season really shaky. I don't really like him, but, I've been impressed with him, especially in the last two performances, and he definitely deserves to start this weekend.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I agree. Nicolas Caleta, Scaletta. I think it was Caleta who said we were going to go. We were going to Slavia were going to win. Sorry for that. Lacazette should stay. This is a team. A team also says build the team around Alexander Lacazette. He's a big motivator in the team. Do you agree with that purpose? Do you think we should build the team around Alexander Lacazette? Personally, I don't agree.
Yeah, I don't agree as well. I think he's 29 and he turns 30
Yeah,
in May. So that's a bit, it's an Arsenal thing to do. Let's not put it out the window. Arsenal
yeah.
are the team that will build around the 30-year-old player. It doesn't make sense, but we can do that. But for me, I'd say, I wouldn't be too, you know, angry with him being a backup. But just as a starter, I think it's time to take it to the next level. Unless Aubameyang is banging in the goals again, I don't know. But yeah, I just want us to really focus on the main areas, and I think defense, right back, we definitely need one. We need a proper centre back, and then for me is whether we can, really really get a good striker that's
Okay.
versatile, that can head the ball as well, because we don't have that target man since Giroud. Let's be honest.
Okay. Uh, I had a question. I think I'll ask when it comes back. Saka was really good tonight. Very brilliant. Very brilliant. And I think, do you think Saka has been our best player this season, Purpose? I think, there's been Emily Smith Rowe, there's been Odegaard, but the consistency of Saka and the fact that he's not been getting injured real frequently for me is amazing.
Yeah. I'd say for me, all round from start to finish, yeah, I'll say he's
Yeah.
been our best player.
Yeah. Nobody would disagree with that unless you're mad. You've got to agree. This guy has been very consistent. I know. If the reason as to why Mikel Arteta is going to retain his job, I think it's going to be courtesy of Saka. This guy has been very, 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 very brilliant in
Mm,
there. But the consistency of him as a young player, and it's going to hurt me that he might not get playing time at England because of the quality that he possesses, at the moment. But I just think, Arsenal are really proud and lucky to have such a player. Let
mm,
me just ask you, a few questions about today's game. Just your reaction about today's game, especially when we didn't have the ball, because the statistics are that Slavia Praha had the ball 65%. And then we did, because it didn't look like we had more of the ball up, on our side. It was whenever we had the ball, we were brilliant. Whenever we had the ball, it was like a mission: get the ball and do what you have to do. So I think there, but. Do you feel Arsenal is better as a counter-attacking team, or is it better? Are we better building off our runs and building off and our football and breaking through the lines?
I think it depends on who we play and what type of team they are. I think
Okay.
we saw today Slavia, they are high line team, they like to play with, on literally on the halfway line. So to play counter attacking is going to be very, very effective. But if we were to play against a team like Sheffield, we need to have most of the ball to create. So
Mm.
for me, I would say we are better probably counter-attacking because of the players we've got going forward. I'd say Saka, you can use his pace, Pepe, use his pace, and then Smith Rowe with his movement, you can't go wrong. So for me, I would say counter-attacking we're better.
Yeah, I mean, because I look at this, Pepe, Saka, that breed of players we have, and I'm like, it looks like we are not using them the way we have to use them. It looks like we are not using them the way we should, use them. When we try to build the, football, when we try to get, the ball and build, we look so slow. We look very unconfident. But today we played counter-attacking football, and we were so brilliant. I don't know whether any Arsenal fans realize that, but if you have realized, then you are a real one. This one, Jack Perry, as I think it was Perry, as a Slavia Praha fan who is also Arsenal fan who had the opportunity to be in the Emirates a few years ago. Congratulations, guys! Quality between the teams was obvious tonight. Hope you can win the Europa League. Okay, of course, the quality was, there is no dispute there. The quality was really, really, really different. Tell me that this is Arsenal forget of Man City and Liverpool. Today is Ghana's lubricate the through row, Saka, Nico, Pate. Big up Kosi, big up the Gunners, big up everybody, people. Thank you so much, Clement, the team. Thank you so much there. Saka was really good tonight. I did take that as well. So, Purpose, your last words as we conclude this.
My last words is well done, Arsenal. We got the win. Nice, easy win. Very impressive result. I'd say well done to Arteta. You got the lineup very correct. I think I'm not too angry with Martinelli not starting because I think it saves him, give him rest and then play him against Fulham on Sunday, which I would love to see. So yeah, I'm very, very happy with the result, very happy with the performance. Hopefully we can continue this throughout the rest of the season and we can finish the season strong. So thank you, Kosi, for having me on. I really appreciate it.
Yeah,
and have a nice rest of the day.
You are a real one, bro. You're a real one, bro.
Bless.
So Nicolas says, Slavia Praha have been bad defensive wise, and goalkeeper Konrav have injury. Don't start the excuses, blood. Don't start the excuses. Team selection was so good today. Kosi, big up Eric Ogoya. I know that face. You always commented on my posts. I know that face. Kosi, my personal. I like Gabriel, but it looks like Murray is more solid than him. I need your view. Look, and let's talk about that just in a minute because I was a little bit about to talk about it. Then Papa's called in, and you can call in as well. By the way, oh, I did forget to call in. Please call in. It's a call-in show. I need your views about the game. So the link is in the comment section. Click that link and you'll be able to call in. Look, I think Gabriel needs a lot to learn. The experience that Pablo Mari has is not the same experience that that Gabriel has. Gabriel is 22. Pablo Mari is 27. Yeah, but of course you're gonna think about it. Mari is a little bit calm. Mari is a little bit. His playing style as a player is not so much of this kind of player that are gonna jump around, rush at things, but if you find the right, because he's slow, and that's a concern. He's very slow, so you need to get in someone who's not actually slow. So if you want probably a player, if you want a player like Pablo Mari, then you need them. You need a fast center back beside him. If you have a player like Gabriel Magalhaes, then you need a calm center back behind him, besides him. Mari and Gabriel, if they were not both left-footed, they would be a nice pair, a very, very nice pair. But I think Gabriel has a lot to learn as a player. He's very young. Probably, with defenders, he's going to develop over the next 3 years. So you're going to see him make more mistakes. You're going to see him rush. You're going to see him, having bad days. But he's talented. He's a very, very, very massive talent. But of course, Murray there with experience, and you can see how David Louis beats Rob Holding and Chambers. With experience. If you're experienced, as a defender, you're like wine. The older you get, the finer you become, the better you become. I just love Murray. I love Gabriel Magalhaes as well. I love Gabriel, more than Murray. But what Murray gives the team is a little bit, more technical and advantageous as compared to what Gabriel Magalhaes will give you, because what Gabriel gives you is a little bit doubtable. It's a very, very, it's a little bit doubtable, especially when it comes to quality. But he's a very quality player, very quality player. We know that. We've seen the best of him. We've seen the best of him, and we know how brilliant he can be as a player. Mikel Arteta has done his press conference. We should, I think, we should look at it as well. Let's see if we can get it here around. 22 minutes ago, Mikel Arteta's press conference. So, guys, let's look at Mikel Arteta's press conference. Let us look at Mikel's press conference, and I'll try to break it down tomorrow. Let's just look at it. Okay, here we go. I just need to make this a little bit bigger. I don't know why my fonts are so small on this computer. I think I'll need to change them. Okay, there we go. I can share the screen. Mikel Arteta has been speaking to the press after the game, and I think he must be bragging. He must be bragging. And of course, if I was manager, I would brag. It's not an easy game. It hasn't been an easy game for him as a manager. Everybody knows. So Mikel has been speaking to the press, and first and foremost, he was asked whether Aubameyang is still in hospital, and he said, we just spoke with him. He's at home. He's fine. He's completely fine at the moment. He had 2 days in hospital to get right treatment, but he's feeling good now. So probably we could have Aubameyang come back on the Fulham game. He had malaria. Actually, I didn't know. I thought he had flu, because the first news that came out was that he had flu, and I didn't know what that meant, but probably it's now fine. Arteta on whether he knew Auba had malaria before the first leg, he said no. When he wasn't involved against Sheffield, the 2 days before, he wasn't feeling good, but nobody could expect that he would be. That would be the case. The doc. Some did more tests and some more analytic, and that's when it came on. That's why straight away the doc realized very quickly that he had to be that what had to be done, and they did a great job, and he's safe, and he's feeling good now. Arteta on Saka and Smith Rowe, he said, for me, it's a joy to watch them play and watch them every day in training. The passion, the commitment they have for the club. And I spoke about this, I think, 4 months ago, when the elder players were performing shit. And I said, what you need to do is get these young players to start playing football. They know what it means to play for us. They have grown up admiring to play for this football club. They have always wanted to play for this football club. When you do not give them a chance, there's no way you're going to, you're going to know how good they are. Arteta and Aubameyang, he says, of course, we've seen that, haven't we? More from Arteta on Arsenal players taking the knee. He said, they came to me. They wanted to take the initiative. We spoke with the club to make sure we could follow the rules of UEFA. I might say UEFA was very supportive as well. The captain came to me and asked me to do that, and I supported them as I always do. Taking the knee against racism. Look, that was very controversial, of course, because what you have there is you're versing a team that have a player that has been banned for 10 games courtesy of racism. Now, if you take a knee, that literally means that you're pointing fingers at them that you guys, you're racist, but I think it's okay. It's something that we have done throughout the whole Premier League season, and it is in accordance to UEFA. So I know it must have been hurting for Slavia Praha that Arsenal took the knee. That indicates that you're pointing fingers, you guys are racist and so on. But for me, it's okay. Arteta on the performance, he says we are really happy. We came into a tough place. This team hasn't lost at home in almost 2 years. I think when we demand the efficiency today, it's a good example of efficiency you need in Europe to win matches. Yeah, and I think I read those statistics as was coming on the stream on the watch along. They had not lost a game in almost 2 years, but the quality for me, and I said it was undisputed. The quality of between the two sides is not the same. There's no way you're telling me, Mikel, your team is versing Slavia Praha and you're scared because they have not lost at home. Liverpool have lost games. Arteta on facing Unai Emery, this is interesting. He says, yes, it will be a tough game. Villarreal are top side, and Unai is the most successful manager in this competition. This guy wins the Europa League, guys. This guy wins the Europa League like hell. There is no manager that wins the Europa League like this guy. There is no manager. And I think that is a point of concern. These young players are so good playing with Lacazette up front. Absolutely, I do agree. Absolutely, I do agree with that. They are fascinating, aren't they? Arteta on players taking the knee. Please don't do that. Arteta on Aubameyang on the performance. I think we've seen Arteta on Slavia Praha. said their team that hasn't lost a game. I think we've seen that. Arteta on facing Villarreal. Yeah, you probably seen almost everything. Saka on potentially winning the Europa. He said, I think we are such a great team and it's so amazing to be involved when we play like this. We've got a great chance of going to the final and winning the competition. So probably, you want theirs. They've made player ratings here. Can we look at them? I don't see the link. Is it a link or something like, let's try to look at their player ratings at football.london, and let's rate the players actually together. Okay. Okay, so player ratings, guys. Player ratings. I want you to get me your player ratings in here. Ban Leno. How much are we giving Ban Leno in this game? How much should we give Ban Leno in this game? I think it was brilliant. No room for error. Not so much work to do, but again, no room for error. Spoke well before the game about how important game management was, and we'll be glad to have had so little to do when the game was won in the second half. Gets a 6. I think football.london are just crazy. I'll give him a 7. I'll give him a 7 because 6 for me is average. 6 for me is average. I know he didn't do much, but you give him a 7. He's kept a clean sheet away from home. I'll give him a 7. How much do you give Ban Leno? They have given him 6 on football.london. I give him a 7. Callum Chambers, when Chambers was brought into the side, assumed it was to provide defensive ability and to show up the fullback. Turns out he's pretty good going forward too, and with another assist to his name, and the England international is making strong case to become the regular right back at Arsenal. He gets an 8. I'll give him a 7 as well. Callum Chambers, I'm not giving him as an 8. I'm giving him a 7. Rob Holding gets a 7 in this one. No problems with that. We kept a clean sheet. I'll give him a 7. Pablo Mari gets an 8 for me. Pablo Mari gets an 8 for me in this one. I think he's the more calm centre back. He's the more relevant piece there. Granit Xhaka playing out of position, helping so much. On the left hand side of the defense, he gets an 8 as well. They've given him a 7 here. And football.london. Thomas Partey. They've given Thomas Partey a 7. I might not disagree. So much with Thomas Partey. I might go with a 7 as well. Then Ceballos 7. I could agree there. Bukayo Saka 9. I'll give him an 8. Emile Smith Rowe 8. I'll give him a 9. In my case, Nicolas Pepe 8. I agree. Alexander Lacazette 8. I'll give him a 9. In my case, Mohamed Elneny gets a 6. I would give him. Yeah, I'll give him a 6 as well. So, what do you think, guys? Aaron Sam says Chambers 7, Leno 8. Yeah, I would give him an 8. I would give him an 8. Give him that 8. Guys, we need Bissouma to make our formate. We spoke about that. We've spoken about that. For so long, guys. Just 5 minutes for me to close this stream. Anyone who wants to say anything, probably. Lacazette 10. This is Lawrence Twinner says Lacazette. Lacazette has been brilliant. I would agree. I would just agree with you guys. I mean, if you're giving him, that 10, I would agree. Why not? He's been brilliant, isn't he? He was so brilliant. Was brilliant. And then Lawrence says Pepe 10 as well. Okay, guys. I'm a little bit tired. I've streamed for almost 4 consecutive hours and need to take some rest. I'll see you later. And make sure you're smashing the like button. Yeah, make sure you're smashing the like button before we leave. Smash the like button. Smash the like button before we leave. Smash that like button. Get in your get in your comments in the comment box. I love man of the match. I've gone with Emily Smith-Rowe. Yeah, I've gone with Emily Smith-Rowe, man of the match. I hope you guys will agree with me. Who is your man of the match? Let me know in the comments below the video. Below the video, who was your man of the match? Below the video.